And I want to begin on this note that congratulations in order you have been able to secure your seat back.
Thank you.
Your colleagues, other very, key persons in Parliament, unfortunately lost. And there is one we are being told, there's a rumor that somebody fell sick because the 22-year-old lady whipped him at Kwabre.
Yeah, I think he's responded to that he didn't fall sick. He's taken it in his stride, and he's promised to help the campaign. Yes, I'm cautious pretending that it is wrong for such young people to come to the House. I don't want to make any comment that would suggest that, but having been in Parliament for 2 years and a half, experience matters. Experience matters. And you get to the House, you must learn. I'm still learning.
You hadn't been to Parliament before, and yet you have demonstrated sufficiently that you are a formidable member of the House. So why should anybody...
Well, in other regards, because I had the opportunity...
The same thing applies to Haruna. He went to there the first time, and the nation recognized that that was an asset. He didn't need to have had any prior experience.
Those are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, good. Exceptions to the rule. The procedures of Parliament is different from... Yes, you may have knowledge in some fields. You may have been in public discussions and therefore have some experience dealing with these matters. But the procedures of Parliament and the things that you can do and how you do them is something you must learn. And it's sad that when people, especially those who have been there for 2 years and a half, they are just learning, and just when they were going to be there the next time to put some of these things into practice to help the House, they've been voted out. I feel very sorry for those ones. There have been calls that the party and perhaps other political parties will need to sit down and consider whether after 2 years and a half it is fair to ask the MPs to go back and be judged. That is something the party would have to look at.
Because I think, personal view, that it would have been sad if you, for example, you were kicked out. If you were jettisoned for someone else, because we have seen what you have done in the House. And maybe there's a need to have people like you to do a lot more of that. Even when you lose the voice in the House, you move to the court.
Yeah, but I had a fierce contest, and I could easily have been
now
out.
The problem now is that those who were voted out, there are other people who are complaining, and some of them want to break away. They want to just get out of the party and go independent. All of this will hurt the party in 2016.
Well, I hope...
How is that going to be managed?
We will manage that. I hope they don't. And I believe as the days go on, they probably would super down and the hate will go away. Competition would normally be subject to all kinds of things, some of which you would consider to be completely legitimate. The party at the center normally will not have the capacity to, when you're having many of these contests around, the party may not have the capacity to look at every case and to correct some of the wrongs. But as a party member, you go through the process. If you don't win, yes, you may raise some of these issues to be addressed by the party going forward. But going independent does not, in my opinion, make you a good party member.
And by the Constitution, when you go independent, you are an outcast. You
automatically lose your membership.
Well, Haruna, another issue that came up was that money. People virtually bought their seats.
Money will continue to play a role in our democratic politics, unfortunately and regrettably, but we all need to confront it as an issue. Probably a response to it by the political parties would be to expand the electoral college so that you have as many more people as you cannot incentivize with money in order to be able to lure them to get their vote. But it is the truth that many of MPs, in order to get themselves surviving, but not all of it must be construed as money which was meant to compromise or bribe, because I have a duty to transport delegates in and out of the conference, and I think that it's only fair that when I give them money for purposes of their transport fare,
some even justified camping the delegates in a hotel for a day or two.
I have a duty to feed them, but to the extent that I provided for, if I don't provide for the meals and decide to convert it into cash reward, that should not be construed as money which was meant to compromise. But just two quick comments. I am very happy for the developments within the New Patriotic Party. At least they are consistent with Article 55 of the Constitution, showing respect to democratic values and competition within their party. My only regret and intrigue was the way they subjected some of their fine material to unnecessary ridicule. Undoubtedly, the minority leader is an asset to Parliament. If you are judging a member of Parliament, unfortunately, you judge him on the floor, at the committee level, in public, and also in the constituency. For purpose of securing a vote, it's your judgment by the constituents, in my view, which is more important. How you relate to the constituents, how frequent you visit, the extent to which you are able to address some of their felt news. In many of it, every MP is found wanting. There's no MP who can finish constructing roads or schools or ameliorating poverty or paying all the school fees that you need to do. My only concern is the infighting which culminated in some MPs being targeted from what we heard from our colleagues. I think that is unfortunate, and the leadership of the party needs to look beyond. As for members of Parliament, leave it to the constituency to so decide what their wish is, but not because a particular influential person in the party likes this face or hates that face or does not like that particular personality. I'm saddened by the loss of Isaac Osei. I think that in the Foreign Affairs Committee, if you listen to him, lots of insight. Gifty Clenham, I've worked with her at the Appointments Committee. She does her best. And the issue of affirmative action and how to get more female representation, we need to debate more about that. But better luck next time. I'm sure the NDC will follow suit with a timetable on when the primaries will be conducted.
Interesting. Shortly. The other aspect has to do with some of the candidates being people who may not have been within the constituency to do anything, to have gone through the mail. Some have suffered within the constituency for a long time and hoping that this will come. Only for some people to show up, within a short time, and they are being preferred and they are using money. And that's part of the concern that some of the delegates do express at the constituency level.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honorable Haruna indicated that money has always been very significant. But way back in the 16th century, Niccolo Machiavelli said it, that if you are not prepared to spend, don't go into politics. He said it in The Prince. So that is critical, but we are looking for how legitimate the expenditure is, for instance. Running campaign, having posters around, transporting yourself and your supporters, these are all legitimate things that we are looking at. My only worry is the excessive monetization, maybe vote buying. Maybe the day before the election, you have people doling out resources, camping people in a hotel as though they are football, team going to play.
We have run out of time. But, critically, just 1 minute, Kweku. There is a proposal by Professor Isi Ansah, for example, that the new guys that have come onto the fold, like the 22-year-old lady, Kojo Opong, those guys, they should be brought into the fold. Those who have lost with experience should groom them.
Well, it depends.
That's how they can secure their future.
Yes, there certainly will have to be some level of collaboration. Yes. They are still members of Parliament. That's those who've lost, and there's a certain role they still can play. But I believe in that collaboration. See, this money thing, if we can keep ensuring the sanctity, the secrecy of the ballot, it could help. Right. In a way, because I can take money from you. Where is the guarantee that I was going to vote for you? Assuming the money was bad money.
Well, some take and they have to swear.
I want to congratulate Kojo and
Cabo for Laura.
Cabo, yes.
And congratulations to a friend of mine too at Mwabieja South at Chuma.
Let me also join congratulating my very good friend Kojo Opong. I wish him well.
Right.
But we must also encourage succession plans.
And
the young guys who perhaps will show promise must also be brought into the picture. There's no point. Sometimes recycling bad experience will not even help this country. So sometimes some injection of some dynamism, but they have a lot of learning to do. Because it's a procedural institution, and building the capacity of the institution is so critical. Right. Perhaps high attrition rate may also affect the processes.
But there are those who have raised questions about the quality of those elected as members of Parliament. Maybe we need a national discourse on that subject.
Maybe raising
because you are not able. The qualification is defined under Article 94, but probably we need to look at it much more in order that we safeguard the same dignity that we are concerned about.
Thank you very much. My outfit, as always, is supplied by Latida. You can call Latida 020-433-6444. Latida, be invoked. Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsfile. We ran out of time. Thank you all my guests, and have a good afternoon. The news is up next.